folks, my name is Janaki.
And this is Madame Bathsheba.
And together we are Catomancy Tarot. So welcome all. I know it's been a hot minute since I've made a video, but I've seen these mid-year tarot tags going around, and I thought this would be a great way for me to kind of like jump back into this space and catch up with you all. It's been fun kind of catching up with people's videos and seeing where they're at so far this year, and so I thought I would join in as a way to just kind of catch you guys up with what I've been up to in terms of my own tarot practice and just in terms of where I've been, how things have been going. And I know this is a tag that went around last year, and I had a fun time doing it last year, and then I think Chanel changed some of the prompts. So today I think I'm gonna kind of jump around a little bit. We're gonna do a little bit more of a narrative format, but I think I'm gonna touch on a lot of these prompts and show you guys what I've been up to. So here we go. Let's take a look at my year so far in tarot. So to get started, I guess it's just been kind of a weird year for me in terms of tarot stuff. Um, this year I've had a bit of like a big break from tarot actually. And I'm sure some of you may have noticed just in terms of like not posting as much and many videos, not making a lot of content, but also that was kind of coming from I just needed a little bit of a break, I think. So at the beginning of the year, in January, I think I got 3 decks. I got a deck for myself for Valentine's Day, and then I had a really big break where um, uh, I didn't get any decks for like almost 4 months, which I think for normal folks that's not super weird, but in terms of my own like relationship with like decks and collecting, it was like a long the longest period I've gone without like getting a new deck in like a number of like since I've started collecting tarot basically. Um and I think it was because I hit a point of just complete oversaturation. So for example, in January, I got 3 decks. I got 2 of them are kind of were out of print decks that were on my radar for a really long time. I picked up the Transformational Tarot by Arnel Ondo. I found I think I found a copy of this is the Mercury Salt and Sulfur Oracle, which is also kind of out of print. And so I was excited and I hopped on that one. And then the other deck that I got in January was the Odyssean Tarot, and this was another deck that I was like super stoked about. Everyone was like really into it, and then I got these decks, and I could not be bothered. Like this deck is still still completely in order, and I guess this kind of answers the prompt, which was like, what was your biggest disappointment? And I guess my biggest disappointment was like I got 3 decks that I was like should be up my alley that I was like really stoked about, and then I just it didn't none of them really did anything for me. Like I got like not a lot of joy, like it wasn't clicking. I was just feeling, I don't know, I think I was just feeling like really burnt out, and so I didn't touch this oracle until like this month. I still haven't used the Odyssean Tarot, and then I've played around with this one a little bit, but like it didn't really click, and I think I was just really disappointed just in my own inability to kind of connect with things that like usually I could rely on to like bring me some joy. And I think with like this one, the cards were just really big, and like some of the images have like different image quality. Like some of them just feel a little bit more zoomed in, and I don't know. I just got like, and I know this is a one that like most folks have just really loved, and I've just like haven't been able to kind of break into it at all. And which isn't to say that like I'm uh like I don't hate it. I'm just like I couldn't handle it for a while, and so I kind of put all of that aside, and I think these are the decks that I would also kind of like. One of the other questions is like decks that you'd like to that you haven't really worked with yet, but that you would like to work with sometime this year. And I think all three of these kind of fit that category. This one, I think I think I might just need to be in the right headspace for. Like I'm not geeking out on the Greeks right now, but like someday I might, and then I'm sure this will be a treat then. But right now it's not hitting the spot. And then this one, I'm actually not entirely sure about. I think there's a few cards that I don't really connect with. There's like a couple cards in particular that feel like very star seedy to me. I hate this card in particular. But then some things are just like super cute, and I'm like, why isn't it doing it for me? So I think this one is one that I'm gonna have to like sit with a little bit more. And then this is a deck that most of the deck I love. But then there's like this is a like a 90s collage deck. Like most of the cards I really vibe with. But then there's a few like weird modern like skateboardy cards or motorcycly stuff. And it's just like I don't know. So there's like a few cards in this deck that I really don't like. But the rest of the deck I think is very cute, and I think I just need to like um, give it another chance. So yeah, so those are the decks that like I just started off on a really weird foot at the beginning of this year, and I think I was just like completely oversaturated with like I just hit a point where I was just like overwhelmed, both with grad school and my teaching load, and then just writing, and I just I'm also feeling that I'm at a point in my like collection journey where like I've almost reached my saturation point, which isn't to say that like I won't continue to like acquire new things ever, but I'm just reaching a point where like I'm actually most of the decks that I've ever really wanted, I have, which is very fun and I'm really happy about, and I'm happy where it's at. And I don't there's not too many decks that I are left that I feel like a strong hankering for right now. Like I'm actually feeling pretty good. And so for those like 4 months when I didn't wasn't making videos, I wasn't even really doing any readings for myself. Like I was just I don't know, man. It was just wasn't doing it for me. But when I did reach for cards, I just reached. I wasn't reaching for any of the new things. I just reached for my like favorite, and so my most used deck of the year is definitely the Spolia Tarot, which is my all time favorite deck, and and this was like for a while, this was like the only deck that I could like handle using. So if I was doing anything, it was with this one. And I mean, I was still like, I was still doing like a lot of readings for friends or just, but I think I ended up doing like more readings for other people during that period than I was really for myself. And I guess the combination that I was really into, so the Spolio was my most used tarot deck, and then my most used oracle deck was the Seashell Oracle. I don't have any other of the Broccoli magazine decks. The flowers looks cute, the mushrooms looks cute. I just don't know. I think this one's my favorite of the three, and I'm not really feeling called to the other two at this moment. Um, but this one just felt, I don't know. I think it's a perfect match with the spolia. Let's see. Let's see if it was a little zoomed out. We can get a little bit closer here. And the thing that I really like about the the seashell oracle is that it feels like the perfect oracle deck for a Cancer who's having a hard time. Because if you think about like what's up with seashells in the ocean, like it's thematically very. A lot of the readings tend to be about like different types of, I don't know, vulnerability or like protecting yourself, or just I don't know, for some reason it just felt really it feels like the perfect oracle deck for a for a like a little Cancer baby like me. So these were my like this was my jam. This was my jam for a long while, and it's still like one of my, like, I just love this pairing a lot. Um, and I was thinking, I was kind of thinking like if I make a few more videos this summer, I might. One idea I have is I never gone through and like made a video of like my top 10 tarot decks, or my like top 10 oracle decks, or way back when Katie Flowers did like the only 10 decks tag, and I think that was like before I had a YouTube channel of my very own. So I was kind of thinking about, because like really this year I've like reverted to only using my solid favorites. And so I was kind of thinking if you guys would be interested, I might just make like my top 10 tarot and oracle decks of all time, even though that's tarot is so much harder than oracle to figure out a top 10. I feel like top 5 is easy, but then the next 5 gets hard. So that's something that I might do. So yeah, these were my most used decks so far this year. So I was just like reverting hard to like using my favorite guys, because that was kind of what I could kind of handle. And then let's see here. And then I got myself a deck on Valentine's Day, and then I didn't really get any until my birthday rolled around at the end of June. Um, and I got a few decks for myself then. My Valentine's Day deck was the Mother Witch, which is an oracle deck, and I would say that this is my deck crush. And yeah, definitely deck crush, huge crush on this one. It's just so cute. This is by Natasha Khan, Bat for Lashes. You can it was a big splurge. Like shipping from the UK was not fun. But it's this kind of all the cards are different solid colors, so you get this cute kind of palette going on, and they're all just ink illustrations. And it's just super cute. And I think in my last basket video I talked about this deck, and I think then I wasn't really sold on the guidebook, but the guidebook has actually kind of really grown on me. I took this on like a girls' camping trip to Mammoth Caves a couple weeks ago, and I gave everyone some readings using this deck, and it was just kind of the perfect vibe. And it goes well with a lot of things. And yeah, I really like it. I think it's super cute. A lot of the archetypes are kind of wild. Um, you kind of have to rely on the guidebook because it's hard to know what desert witch means like in the reading, but then we would, hop over here to the guidebook and we would find out that, let's see here. Uh, you get your keywords, receptivity, truth seeking message from the margins. You get like a description of the artwork, which is fun. You get kind of like a divinatory meaning, and then you get a little ritual, and then some like media recommendations to go along with the card, which is cute. So this has been my deck crush, and I've been using this. We'll transition now into like most anticipated decks of the year. One of the ones that I think I've that was on my radar for a really long time was this one. Um, I'm pointing as if you would know. Also, I opened an Etsy store this summer, so like wasn't really buying decks. Also, this summer I'm in a weird situation where I have no summer funding through my program. So I've been like not having a big budget to buy, not having a lot, not having a lot of pin money. And so I decided to open an Etsy shop. So this is I guess I'll take a brief commercial interlude here. So sorry, not sorry at all. But I'm going to plug my Etsy shop real quick because it kind of fits into the narrative. So once summer rolled around, I had a little bit more time, and I decided to start making and selling deck pouches. So they come in 3 sizes. So I've got my littlest ones. This will fit any kind of poker deck of cards, like mini tarot decks. It'll fit those perfectly. And then I've got my standard tarot size bags. And, you guys who have been watching my channel for years, people have commented that they've really liked my pouches. And so I decided to make and sell them. And they're all kind of, they are tailored to particular, like, to tarot decks. So they're made to be fit a little bit more snug than some other pouches. They're made with vintage recycled sari silks and then lined with some cotton broadcloth for added stability. So if you need if you're in search for your next tarot bag, these are the ones that I currently have available in my Etsy shop. I'll link below. And then I also have the large size. This will fit your like Thoth size decks or your Oracle size decks. So go ahead and check them out. And you guys have I've been selling out of these really quickly, which has been really exciting for me. It's been really fun to make and get your guys' feedback. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go ahead and check that out. Okay, that was my mandatory commercial interlude brought up because I was showing you this deck that I still haven't told you what it is. Most anticipated deck is the Yolanda Tarot. So this is a deck that was, I guess it's most anticipated in that like this deck has been on my radar again since I think I first saw this on like Katie Flowers' channel a million years ago. And so the Yolanda Tarot, also known as like the Swedish Witch Tarot, was just reissued, or like it had a reprinting. The old edition had purple borders. It was a little bit smaller. The backs had the white border. And then there was no keywords on the minors. And this is a Thoth deck. And it comes with this like really big giant book now. So, but it was a deck that was kind of always on my radar and looked like super fun and kind of spooky and very whimsical. And the line illustration is very fun. And so this was one that I just came out like a couple weeks ago. And it's super cute and really fun. And there's some cards like this one, which I feel like, you know, are a little bit childlike. And then there's some of them that they actually get like quite esoteric. So it's like a fun mix of like whimsical and occult. Like you got the weird kangaroo stuff, and then you've also got some stuff that's a little bit more thothy. I don't know. And then I do really like for example, I like the keywords on the aces. Initiative for Ace of Wands feels that just feels right. And then this is a also I thought the illustration really went really well with the Mother Witch. Sorry, I'm probably making a mess. It's been a minute. Out of practice. But yeah, this has been a really fun summer combo for me. I think they're really cute, and the illustrations, the line work also kind of really reminds me of like Tove Jansson and like the Moomins, and this is also like a Swedish illustrator. So I don't know, it just kind of it's been cute. It's just been cute. So yeah, that's probably most anticipated, but then I also have a deck to show you guys that was my like the longest wait I've ever had to wait for a deck. Ooh. Sorry, my lamp just fell on me. But I was saying the deck that I like the longest wait ever was for this Kickstarter. The Austin Osman Spare Tarot came in this like big box with like a whole bunch of goodies, and I don't know, this campaign just it took forever, but it finally came, and it was like this is another deck that like this is more of a deck that it's more like a collector's item than like, this is never going to be like a workhorse deck, but it's a really fascinating object of art, and they did a really great job with like the guidebook and trying to kind of piece together this man's system, and it's got a lot of just like fun little things, and like for the minors, there's, you know, just scribblings of different card combinations, and then like some of the images will connect from card to card, which is really cool, and the guidebook actually goes through and like highlights all of them. So this was the deck that I waited the longest for. I don't know how long the wait was, but it felt like it was very close to 2 years. Maybe I'm wrong. What is time? I don't know. But there was that one, and then let's see here. How about we did Deck Crush, we did Disappointed, we did Anticipated. How about Biggest Surprise? I think the biggest surprise was this one. So this was like, so around at the end of June is when I purchased a few decks for myself. And this is one that popped up. It was a surprise just because this has been out of print. Instant Archetypes and Tarot for the New Normal. This has been out of print for a long time, and it popped up on Facebook Marketplace, and the woman was selling it for basically the original price, and I jumped on it. So this is a majors only deck, and it very much has like, early Trump presidency vibes. And I don't know. I started grad school in 2016. My first semester was during that election, and now next year is going to be my last year. And so I'm having a lot of like weird cyclical stuff coming up for me right now, just in terms of like starting and ending on an election year. And I don't know. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird. I've been here for a long time. Yeah, grad school in anthropology takes like a decade, and I'm feeling every year of it. And so this has been on my radar for a long time, and it's just it's a really cool little guy with these new archetypes. I've got the state for the emperor, the academy for the hierophant. And so this just felt like a little bit of a surprise, just in terms of like I was stoked that I kind of finally got a hold of it. And so it feels like the kind of deck that would be good to have in the coming year. Like this again feels timely, I guess. But there's some cards I'll show you in a second where it really dates itself. So we've got innovation, we've got the contract, the collapse, eminent, right? We've got our octopus activist, and then we've got our moon card, which is the meme. So if this guy doesn't, date this deck, then like I don't know. This is the one card where I'm like, oh man, I don't know. But the rest I think is really, really kind of cool. So that was my my biggest surprise deck, I guess. And then let's see here. How about a deck that the most beautiful deck. So I really jumped on the bandwagon for this one. This is the Sistine Tarot, which I literally got in the mail yesterday, so I haven't worked with it obviously a ton, but I did make this cute bag for it, and I think it's the perfect. I think I got the ungilded, just regular, no box. I made this bag for it. I think it's perfect. So I think this is the most beautiful deck of the year. I think it's, people, this is also like, sorry, so sorry. I think if you didn't get this deck during the kind of limited window of availability, you missed out. And I think that was actually like a big motivation for me to, this was one of the decks that I spent some like birthday money on. And like I don't know if it's not quite like my usual kind of style. Like I like there's a lot of like Christian imagery. There's a lot of like pop culture references that I'm not usually, I don't know, I'm not usually like a big pop culture girly. Like I had to go watch BB's video at Pure Red Velvet, her flip through. I was like, oh, so that's who that, like I had to be educated a little bit. But there's still some cards in this deck that I was just really, really drawn through. Like I love this Chariot. It's giving me, it reminds me, I think the comparison, I think Soviet Tarot Magpie already compared it to the Goddess of Love Tarot. And it reminds me of that. It reminds me of the Linus Oracle Tarot. And then it also reminds me of the Aquamarine Tarot. And when I first got the Aquamarine Tarot, I think Honey Lou passed that one along to me. It took me a minute to like really get into. Like, it took me almost like 9 months to really, really like that deck, and now I do quite like it a lot. And I was worried that, like, even if I wasn't feeling this deck at the time, that like it might be one of those, like, it really kind of slowly grows on me. And like, I love all the snake cards. Like, the snake cards in this deck are my favorite. I actually had to just run and grab, this is the Aquamarine Tarot, and there's a card that this one really reminded me of, and I wanted to show you guys, just in terms of, like, I don't know, this is another deck that I feel has like a similar thing going on. But yeah, so I wanted to jump on this one, just because I didn't know if I might, there'd be a time where I did really want to get into it. So this, everyone's been, I feel like everyone's been showing this one, so I won't show you the whole thing, but I will show you my two favorite cards in the deck. There's a lot of good ones, but my two favorite are, let's get to the swords, are, I love this Nine of Swords. I love this Nine of Swords a lot. I just like I think this is my favorite card in the deck. Maybe because it resonates so strongly. I love this deck. I love this card. I'm not a big fan of playing cards like linen finish. My personal preference is like, if it's like photographic images, like a collage deck, I'd rather have it be smooth, because sometimes I feel like it interferes with like your ability to like see an image clearly. But that's total personal preference. And then I also love that she's included the astrology cards at the end, because they feel yeah, the Spolio does that, and I think it's such a nice touch. And she also included the virtues, so it has this kind of like nod to Menkiadi decks. But like, I saw the Cancer card, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I need that. I don't know. I love it. I love it a lot. I love it a lot. Yeah, so that's probably most beautiful deck this year. How about a deck that makes you happy? So this was another deck that I got literally yesterday. Meg passed this along to me. It's a Marseille deck that's it's the Schaffhaus tarot from 1890. It feels very related to the Gassman style, similar era, but this just has like the most happy, cheerful color combinations of like all, like, it's just very rainbow and bright, and like it just makes me very happy. I like this one a lot. I'm really stoked about this one. It just makes me very happy. So I think this is a deck I'm looking forward to using a bit, getting its work in this summer. And I just I like it a lot. It has some fun, like they have the hands in the aces, which I think is most of them, I don't believe, do that. And then like, if we look at you guys know what most of these look like, but like the Ace of Cups is really funky. And then like the Two of Cups has this like big heart, which is it's the little things. It's the little things when it comes to Marseille decks. But like the crooked nose on the horse. Yeah, it's just the little things. I like this one. I love that. I just, you know, it's good. It's good. It makes me happy. Um, so that's that one. I might end up needing to put this one in a pouch because this box isn't really great. Um, so I think that was most of the prompts. Let's double check here. Oh, a few more. Favorite video of the year? I know. I posted like 3 videos. So, again, so sorry. I just like, I don't know, sometimes it's, if I'm overwhelmed, the last thing I want to do is like put myself in public on the internet. That just feels like too much. And like, for the most part, everyone's super lovely, but like, you're on the internet. So every once in a while, people aren't super lovely, and then I just, you know, I don't wanna deal sometimes. So forgive me again for a little bit of a hiatus, but I guess my favorite video was I modded this deck this year, and it turned out to be one of my like all-time favorite mods I've done. So this is the Abaton Keys. Which I love this oracle deck. It was I found it at the end of last year, and I love it a lot. And it has these like it's cute like pastel. It's a collage deck, cute pastel borders, and then the backs were this like space theme, and it just didn't like energetically. It just didn't quite fit. And so I did a video where I took you through how I modded the deck. And so I put on these pink marble contact paper backs, and then I edged it in this kind of like light pink color, and I think it turned out super great. So I really liked that. I really liked that video. I think it didn't get a ton of views compared to like the basket videos, but I had a lot of fun modding this deck, so that was my favorite so far. And then let's see, how about let's see here. A deck that you want by the end of year. So the other deck that I pre-ordered with some birthday money is the Alchemy of Thoth Tarot by Annie, and it's the same creator as the Daydreaming in Situ, but that one just like, it's really textural, and yeah, it looks super cool. I have no idea when it's actually gonna come out. If anyone knows, I'm curious, but that's the only deck that's still kind of like on my radar. I didn't end up backing one of the oracle decks that I was following for the creation of for some time was Tiara May's new oracle deck, and I think I might need to wait. Just in terms of like, I'd like to see once it's out in the world and like how people are using it. It's just one of those decks that it feels like very personal to her, which I think, like, love it. I think it's great. I just I'm not sure how I would kind of work with it. So I think I want to see it how people interact with it out in the world before I get into it. But yeah, no, very excited for the Alchemy of Thoth. And yeah, so in terms of what's the rest of the year is going to look like, over the summer, I've got a bit of time. So again, I'm just hanging out, trying to get some writing done, and also just in my little workshop at home making these tarot pouches. So I'm gonna have like another maybe month and a half before the semester starts, and I have to kind of like start dissertation writing in earnest. I'm going on the academic job market in the fall, which I'm so terrified. So I think there's a chance that after the summer, my ability to kind of like create pouches at the volume I've been able to over the summer might drop off a little bit. Same again with my ability to kind of like make videos regularly. But I'll be a human out in the world. You can help support me if you want to, if you need a pouch. And then, yeah, I think there's a few little videos I'd like to make for you guys still this summer. I'm thinking about doing, a little bit of a summer basket, what I've been working with recently. And then I was thinking about just like making those like all-time favorite deck videos because I've just really been like focusing on using some of the oldies and goodies. So yeah, it's been a weird year for tarot. I think writing a dissertation on tarot doesn't make, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to kind of like keep up a personal practice and also an intellectual one, and it's been a little bit of a journey, a little bit of a journey there, but it's been things ebb and flow, and I think in this one little video you've seen every single new deck I've gotten this year, so it's been a considerably, like, it's just been a unintentional low buy year just because of how finances and things have all worked out, which I'm okay with. But yeah, that's me. That's me checking in with you guys. I hope you all are well out there in the world, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.